What's up guys, this is Chronic and welcome to the third episode of my FIFA 14 World Cup squad builders, where I'm basically going to be building every squad nation in the World Cup. I've already done the Cameroon squad as well as the Australian squad, so go and check that out. But we're going to be moving on to Group C, and we're going to be moving on to the Japanese squad here. It's got a mix of gold and silver players, and this is not a bad squad to be honest. It's got some recognisable players and other players some of you may have not heard at all, and also I believe there's only one centre-back. The defence was the hardest position to go and find in the squad. But let's get into the squad and the squad itself. So we're going to be playing the 4-5-1 formation. The default one with the centre mid, the left mids and right mids. And in goal, we're going to have a silver goalkeeper. Let me quickly put the parameters on to suit this nation here. Let's quickly find Japan. But overall, I didn't think the squad was going to be too good in terms of there wasn't a solid striker compared to the other previous ones. But I thought it could be okay. But the goalkeeper we have here is Karashima, plays for Standard Liga in the Belgian Pro League. And this guy wasn't too bad. 80 reflexes, 68 diving, 69 handling, 71 position. He got fairly solid stats across the board. But I did find that he didn't make some easy saves, which is probably the only downside of the keeper. Moving on to the right back here, we have Yoshida. The Schalke right back, 73 rated, 80 pace, 67 defending, 75 dribbling, 76 passing. The only problem about this player is he's got a high attacking work rate. So you find him quite far up the field. He's very attacking right back, and he's not the tallest player either to win the headers. Moving on to the two centre-backs, like I previously said, there was only one centre-back available to build this team with. So I had to use a right-back, and that was this player called Saki, plays for Stuttgart in the Bundesliga. And I chose this guy over Yoshida mainly because he's got higher heading. He's also got a high attacking work rate. So the defence, I did feel a bit narrow down the right-hand side. I maybe should have swapped that out a bit. Moving on to the only centre-back we had was Yoshida, the Southampton centre-back here. And he's not that fast, 67 pace, which isn't too bad, could be worse, but 73 defending and 76 heading is okay at the back there. And moving on to the left back, there was no left back either, guys, so we had to go and put a left mid in under the name of Yagamoto, who actually normally plays as a left mid. He's got okay defensive stats, as you can see here. Again, the only problem, his downfall was a high attacking work rate. So the defense was very high attacking. You've got three players that have high attacking work rates and medium defensive, which wasn't the best, to be honest, guys. That's probably the only downfall of the squad. The rest of the players were okay. Moving on to the right mid, we've got another goal player, and that's Hasabi. Plays in the Bundesliga as well, and he's probably the solid right mid option. The only problem with this player is he's got a bit low in pace and shooting. 73 pace, not the high amount of pace I want for a right mid, and 54 shooting, but he didn't seem too bad in game. Moving on to the left-sided player, we've got Inu, another Bundesliga player, plays for Frankfurt, I believe that is, and this guy a bit faster, 81 pace, 82 dribbling, 69 shot and 69 passing, a better player to Hasabi, I find myself, but again, filled that spot rather well, wasn't too bad there. Moving on to the holding centre mid, we've got this player who actually played as a CDM. I was going to change him, but didn't have the coins. Osagi plays again in the Bundesliga. Quite a few Japanese Bundesliga players, and plays as a CDM. So I thought maybe he could sit back a bit. But I found this guy very attacking, even though he's got medium attacking and medium defensive work rates. I'm not too sure why, but he just kept wanting to go up and support in the attack, which isn't a bad thing, but sometimes I did feel lackluster, especially when I've got the high attacking defence. But again, this guy's fairly solid, 74 rated players, decent pace, decent stats across the board there. Moving on to the two central attacking mids, this is where the magic was happening. First player we're going to have here, two goal players, rare goal players, and that's going to be Kazuki Honda, plays for CS Moscow in the Russian league, and this guy is known for his shots and free kicks. 82 pace, 81 dribbling, 81 shooting, 78 passing, a very, very solid central attacking mid, setting up goals and also converting them with very nice scoring goals. I did take I think one free kick with him maybe, and it was very accurate, caused trouble on the keeper, and his free kicks are absolutely outstanding. Definitely recommend him if you're going for those free kick taker plays. And moving on to the other player you may have seen is Shinji Kagawa, the highest rated player in this squad, 83 rated, plays for Manchester United, 83 pace, 88 dribbling, 73 shot and 75 passing, and this guy is probably the best player on the squad. Also picked him up with the sniper chemistry style, which made him even better. Moving on to the striker, and there's one silver striker I could have used, and it didn't really fit. He wasn't high rated, wasn't really fast. And I decided to go and pick up this player here, Kiyotake. Again, another player in the Bundesliga. Like I said, very, very many players from Japan playing in the Bundesliga. But there's other options. But I went for this guy. Normal plays in the camp, put him up to the centre forward. Thought we'd get a bit more chemistry, as you can see there. And he actually worked rather well up the top. 76 pace, 71 shooting, 78 passing, 80 dribbling as well. So fairly solid. He's a fairly small player. And he felt really rapid. I'm not too sure. His acceleration must be fairly high, but he was getting onto some of the over-the-top balls, considering his 76 pace, but his shooting was fairly good, and he had fairly decent finishing. But guys, that is the squad. Overall, the defence is the weakest part. Obviously, if you had more players suited in the defence, it would be absolutely perfect squad. But the attack's fairly solid. You've got some goal players up in the attack, and I felt like I wasn't too shoddy up the top. But the defence definitely let me down in this squad, leaving me very vulnerable out the back. But guys, that is the squad. I'm going to be moving on to some of the goals later on in this episode. Make sure you stay tuned for that. But guys, I'll speak to you in a bit. Okay guys, so you've just seen the squad builder for this World Cup Japanese squad, and I'm going to play some games now. As you can see on the screen, these are some of the goals from I think I played around 8 games with this Japanese squad, which is about the average amount I do with most of my World Cup squads I build. And we're just going to quickly go through some of the players, the average regions in the squad, shall I say. Start off with in goal. Like I said, he wasn't too bad as a keeper. He made some, shall I say, stupid mistakes, and also did make some saves which you could normally see some silver keepers normally make. So that was kind of annoying, but he still was fairly solid. Moving on to the defence, again, that's very, very lacking, mainly because of all the players who are high attacking work rates. If this squad had a more solid defence and all just players in the right position, it would work a lot better, because the attack is absolutely phenomenal, I feel. Well, not phenomenal, but very, very good. As you can feel, Hossa guy there in the middle seems to hold it down pretty well. The right mid's probably one of the less good players at the attack. Fairly slow player, not that good at shooting, but he does score some goals. The left mid, Inu, again, he just fills that role fairly decently. Nothing special about him, just being that player there, doing some nice runs. Yeah, Nagamoto down the left, he's okay. He was very attacking, like I said. The two cams, absolutely fantastic players. Kazuki Honda and Shinji Kagawa. Definitely rate those players. Got some fantastic shots from them. Very, very nice goals from them as well. And they're just all round, overall, everywhere in the pitch. I feel like with this Japanese squad, it's got quite a bit of acceleration in the attack. All the players don't seem like the highest pace, but they seem very, very fast straight from the start. The striker, Kiyotake, I think it is, he's got an absolute phenomenal shot. Well, not phenomenal, but it's a fairly solid finishing, especially being in as a central attacking mid. Anyway, Yoshida, he's probably one of the better defenders, obviously being in the normal position. Kagawa here, though, fantastic player, scores a lot of very nice goals. Normally, if he gets in that one-on-one situation, he'll normally go and slot those in to at least go and get the full 3 points in this. Kiyotake, like I said, it just fills that role. Not too good at heading, but overall this squad's not too bad. It could have been worse from the players. Like, if you saw this squad on paper, you wouldn't think it would be too good, especially some of the players are not in their normal formations and positions, sorry. But the defence is the most shoddy bit of this squad. Very, very weak indeed. And it's not because of the players are probably like the weakest players you could pick. It's just that they don't have any structure at the back. There's no like organisation or anything. It's just because everyone's out of position. But overall, this squad's not the best. This is a quality goal from Shinji Kagawa. But guys, this is coming to the end of the goals here. I believe we've got one more goal until we finished up with the goals. But overall, like I said, squad not too bad. On paper it looks probably worse, but overall it didn't perform too bad. Defense was probably the worst. Maybe if you could switch up the defense if you were to go and use the attack, I'd definitely recommend it. But guys, it's coming to the end of the episode. If you like, so remember to like button, also remember to subscribe. Stay tuned to this series and the upcoming nations I'll be doing later on. But guys, this has been Courage. Until next time, adios.